Ready to purchase your dream home far, far away, or you're ready to swoop in on that next cash flowing deal, but you just can't afford to leave town right now, well, this video is for you. Today we're talking about purchasing real estate sight unseen. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Here we talk about living, working, and playing in Southern Utah and all things real estate. If you're new around here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it so you don't miss any of our future videos. If you've been coming to this channel for quite some time now, please don't forget to give this video a like so that YouTube can suggest this video to more people and so that we can help with this advice to more people that are looking at purchasing real estate sight unseen. Michon and I help people buy, sell, and invest in real estate here in Southern Utah. A lot of our clients travel here from pretty much all over the world, so we find that we answer questions around buying property sight unseen pretty often. A lot of people are very reluctant about the entire process. Well, how do you spend so much money without ever seeing, feeling, touching, or smelling the property? How can you trust somebody? How can you make sure that you're getting a great deal and you're not getting forked over by spending your hard-earned money on a piece of real estate? Well, in today's video, we're going to outline the process that will lead you to a successful purchase and that will hopefully give you a little bit more security with making such a big move without physically having to travel and be at the place where you intend to purchase that real estate. I'd like to break down this process in a relatively easy, straightforward 10-step play-by-play. So number one recommendation before, whether you're purchasing real estate sight unseen or if you're making that purchase in person, number one step should always be your finances. You want to make sure that you're in a good financial situation and figure out if you're purchasing this real estate cash or if you're applying for financing. If you're thinking about purchasing that property cash, is a good time to take a look at your bank account and see how much money you're willing to spend on that piece of real estate and what your other expenses are going to look like, such as property taxes and insurance. Or if you're financing, it is a good idea to take a look and see how much money you have for a down payment. While 20% is ideal, it's not always an absolute must. Sometimes putting down as little as 3% or 3.5%, depending on the qualifying promotion that is currently offered by lenders, may be sufficient. However, it would be a great idea to get in touch with a lender that you like, and more importantly, getting in touch with a lender that is local to the place where you're purchasing that property may be detrimental to your overall success. But talking to a lender will give you a good idea of what you can afford, what would be reasonable, and what your monthly payment will look like on the property that you're looking to purchase. Once you have a good idea of what your budget actually looks like, it's time to start shopping. Now, a lot of people start their process online and start by looking at properties on Zillow, Realtor.com, and a million other real estate websites. Often enough, these websites are a little bit behind times, they're a little bit outdated, and some of the homes that you may get excited about may in fact already be under contract or no longer available for sale. So my best advice is to get in touch with a reputable realtor, somebody that you could trust, somebody that you could rely on. It's a good idea to interview the realtor that you're looking to hire and find out if they do in fact have great knowledge of the local area and kind of find out if that's somebody that you could get along with for the next maybe 30 to 60 days, because that's typically the duration of that relationship. You definitely want to find somebody that you could trust and rely on their expertise. If you're looking at buying or selling in Southern Utah, our information is in the description below this video. And if you're looking at buying or selling in other states, we have a network of realtors that we would be happy to refer you to that provide a level of service that is very similar to what we offer to our clients. Once you found a realtor that you could put your trust on, you feel comfortable in having a relationship with for 30 to 60 days, it is time to go shopping. I would recommend setting up a custom search that targets specifically the areas that you're interested in and limits the number of bedrooms and bathrooms within a certain price range that would work best for your personal residence, or perhaps it's an investment property. If it's an investment property, it's important to discuss potential rents and what sort of returns you could expect from this future investment, as well as all of the applicable expenses for that specific area and that specific HOA. Often, certain areas, certain parts of town, like for instance here in St. George, have restrictions. So if you're looking at purchasing an investment property sight unseen, it's important to determine if you plan on renting it out short-term or long-term, because that could greatly change things, and it could also greatly affect your expenses versus income ratio. So again, it is a great time to consult your realtor on what areas you should channel your focus on. Once you narrow down 5 to 10 properties that you're really interested in that seem to check all the boxes, it is time to schedule some virtual showings. A good realtor would go out and FaceTime you from location or send you a 360 video or perhaps a video walkthrough. A lot of the listings that are currently active in the market have Matterport scans. Now, when it comes down to video, I highly recommend viewing a non-candid, in other words, not a produced video. So if you have the luxury of having a realtor that is willing to go out to that property and do a FaceTime video for you, it may reveal far more truth than any video that was meant to look beautiful. Michon and I own a video production company to market our real estate listings, and with a little bit of cinematic magic, you could make just about anything look beautiful. However, if an agent is on site giving you a FaceTime tour, you could pretty much see everything, and it's a tour that's guided at your pace. So you could give them directions to turn right or left and zoom in on certain parts of the property. Even though FaceTime video quality is not as great as something that was shot in 4K, it will often reveal more detail than any overproduced, polished video. Once you narrow down your search to a couple of properties that seem like they may be ideal for what you're looking for, it's a good idea to talk to your real estate agent about velocity of the market. Talk about total number of listings and how quickly is the inventory moving in that specific segment on your market. Oftentimes, the inventory is short, and it's a good idea to make a quick decision on something that may otherwise go under contract with somebody else. In the event, if you have to put together an offer in a hurry, don't worry. Don't worry about not being able to back out, because often within the real estate purchase contract, you could set up a due diligence period that could extend to 2 or 3 weeks. I wouldn't recommend pushing it out too far, because having a due diligence period that is just absurdly long will certainly weaken your offer and therefore give you lesser opportunity of your offer actually getting accepted. So let's talk about due diligence period. Due diligence period is typically a 2-week window that allows for you as a buyer to save your bacon. In that time frame, it is very important to find out that you're okay with the zoning of that property, meaning if you're looking at renting it short-term or long-term, or if you simply look at living there, that it works out for the need that you have for that property. It's a good time to investigate the HOA, if the property has an HOA, to see exactly how that HOA is spending the money that they're collecting, what is covered by the HOA, if there are any assessments that are coming that may potentially increase the cost of the HOA. During that time, it is important to do your research on the homeowner's insurance, and of course, it is a good time to schedule a home inspection. It is important to schedule a home inspection simply because you will receive a 50+ page PDF document that will outline everything about the property. Now, Some people like to save a couple $100. A typical home inspection would set you back anywhere from $300 to $500 depending on the size of the property. I would for sure recommend ordering one, even if you're purchasing that property in person, and especially if it's sight unseen. Home inspectors typically have a trained eye for any of the minor and major imperfections, anything that could potentially cost you a lot of money, and anything that could prevent you from actually wanting to go forward with the purchase of that property. If you're doing a new build, or perhaps you're building sight unseen and you're far, far away while your agent is managing the process for you, it is still a good idea right before you close on that property to order a home inspection in order to come up with a punch list. A punch list is something that gives the builder directions on the things that have been missed during the build and may need to be fixed before you actually close on that property. In case with purchasing a used home that somebody has already lived in, it may have 10 to 15 small or big issues. If the issues are insignificant, typically you could ask for the seller to provide you with a credit to remedy those issues, or to hire licensed professionals to take care of those issues before you move forward with that sale. The beauty of doing that during the due diligence period is it's literally a 14-day window during which you can walk away for any reason and save your earnest money and move on with that process and start looking for a different home to take place of the one that you just canceled on. So having that leverage puts the seller in a position to perform in order to save the deal. Once you exhaust your due diligence period, and if that property still seems like it's the one, move forward. At that point, it may be a good idea to schedule a trip to visit that property. However, if you're unable to attend that property in person, or if it's just not in the cards for you to be there for the next month or two, you can continue to close that entire deal remotely. Here in the state of Utah, we are able to close pretty much everything remotely. So with remote notary and a remote title company, a lot of the local title companies that we work with have either sister companies or they do it through a remote notary. And in fact, you can close on your new purchase at your office or by visiting a local title company. If you're not in position to come and close in a state or in a city, wherever that property that you just purchased is located, sometimes a remote notary or a remote close may mean an additional couple $100. However, typically that's cheaper than the cost of airfare and having to rearrange your plans in order to actually attend closing in person. Once you close and record, congratulations. You have just successfully completed a purchase of your new home or an investment property completely and totally sight unseen. And if you ever purchased a property sight unseen in your past, I would absolutely love to hear about your experience. Please drop me a comment below this video. I want to know, was it a disaster? Did it go as planned? Are you still enjoying that property? Are you lucky you sold it and got out of it? I want to know. Let me know. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure to nail that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it so you don't miss any of our future videos. If you have any questions, or if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate in Southern Utah, or perhaps purchasing your next home sight unseen right here in St. George, Michon and I would absolutely love to be of service to you. Our contact information is in the description below this video. Shoot us a call, send us a text, write us an email. Get in touch with us today. We would absolutely love to be of service to you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.